Holy shit, YouTube. Seemingly out of nowhere, Bad Robot dropped the third Cloverfield movie on us. During the Super Bowl, they dropped like a little teaser trailer, and along with it said, tonight on Netflix after the game. The first Cloverfield movie happens to be one of my favorite movies ever. 10 Cloverfield Lane, which I should have known by the name, was a part of the universe. Did know it for just a little bit. That's what compelled me to eventually watch it once I learned it was connected to the universe. Both of them are good movies. Cloverfield just happens to be one of my favorites, and I've been waiting for this. I've been waiting for 10 years now. This third installment is supposed to connect the entire universe, supposed to connect 10 Cloverfield Lane and Cloverfield together, and it's probably going to have its own story as well. I have not watched it yet. I have it pulled up over here on Netflix. I've watched about the first 10 minutes or so. I was like, I already know I was going to make a video afterwards kind of reviewing it and talking about it, but I was like, let's record this intro, this beginning stuff before I actually watch it. So you can see how excited I am right now. I'm energetic. I'm happy. I'm excited to watch this bitch. But once we get to the part of the video where I'm actually talking about the fucking movie, if I'm like kind of down and talking low, you'll be able to know that I was disappointed by this shit. Now, I mentioned that this kind of came seemingly out of nowhere. The thing was, we already knew something was happening. We knew there was some Cloverfield something in the works. It was either called God Particle, potentially Cloverfield Station. Obviously, it's called Cloverfield Paradox now. We knew it was coming because Bad Robot does this thing with their movies where they do viral marketing. They've done it at least since Cloverfield. Don't know if they did it with any other movies before then. They release stuff online. They create, like, they're actual websites, but they're fake websites. They're fictional websites about fictional companies and things that are involved in the universe. And they've been doing this for the past a couple weeks to a month or something, and I watched a channel called Frame by Frame. Shout out to him. He's a smaller channel, but he's been covering this stuff, and that's how I've known anything was going to happen. So I knew there was something in the works. We just didn't know a release date. We didn't know exactly what was going to happen. As I mentioned earlier, the first Cloverfield came out 10 years ago, and since that movie came out, I've been wondering the origins of this Cloverfield monster, this alien or whatever it is. Like, how the fuck did this thing get into New York City and just start destroying everything? And we haven't known anything, because 10 Cloverfield Lane came out not that long ago itself, like just a couple years ago, so we've been waiting for a long time, and that's what this movie's supposed to do. It's supposed to connect, the whole universe, but it's also supposed to tell us the origins of how that monster got there and everything, and destroy the city, and I've been waiting for this shit for a fucking decade, man, and I'm so excited. So anyways, we're going to pause right here. I'm going to go watch this movie, and we'll come back, and I'll tell you my thoughts on it. Whew, that wasn't quite what I was expecting. Alright, so at this point, I know less than I knew going into the goddamn movie. I don't know what the fuck's going on, I'll be honest with you. I don't even know how this shit connects to the Cloverfield universe, outside of the fact that it shows the Cloverfield monster from the very first movie. So I guess we could issue a bit of a spoiler warning, just because I don't exactly know what I'm going to talk about just yet. I have things written down, but I'm just going to be kind of rambling off the top of my head since I just watched the movie, and who knows what I'm going to say. So if you haven't seen the movie yet, you obviously shouldn't be watching somebody review it if you have yet to watch it. So the premise of the movie, and I'm not sure what year it's supposed to take place in, because I'm assuming Cloverfield was modern times, so that came out in 2008, so that movie would technically take place around the year 2008. This shit seemed a little more futuristic, because we're in like a big space station. The world is kind of at war over energy. Like, I guess the world's running low on energy, and they're up in space, in this space station, with a particle accelerator that's apparently 1,000 times more powerful than any one we've ever made. So obviously this is going to cause some issues. But they're trying to generate energy so the world has energy so the wars can stop. Right near the beginning, they pick up like a news broadcast or whatever on the space station, and there's some guy talking, they're being interviewed on there, and he's talking about how dangerous it is. We don't know what's going to happen. It might release demons or monsters and stuff. And it's just like, it was a little on the nose for me. I'm like, we know something bad's going to happen once you announce a particle accelerator that's 1,000 times more powerful than the rest of them. We knew something bad was going to happen. You didn't even need that little segment. But obviously this is probably what causes the Cloverfield monster to appear, because they show him down on Earth, the big fucking monster, but I don't know where the fuck he came from. At times in the movie, it's jumping between the people on the space station, and there's a woman on there, and her husband or boyfriend is down on Earth, and you're seeing things from his perspective. Shit's going down on Earth. He sees an explosion, and he leaves his house, he goes to drive down the road or whatever, and he stops at some rubble, and through the smoke, through the rubble, you see the outline, the silhouette of what I'm guessing the big fucking Cloverfield monster, but it never showed how he exactly got there. What ends up happening, okay, the movie's called Cloverfield... Fuck, I just forgot the name. The Cloverfield Paradox. Essentially, this is like a theory or something, where particles interact with each other across multiple dimensions. So essentially, whenever they activate this giant particle accelerator, it launches them into a parallel dimension. It's a dimension that, like, their exact copies live there and everything like that, or whatever the case. And that's pretty much the premise of the movie, is them figuring out that they are in a separate reality and trying to figure out how to get back home. And again, I don't know, they never shown, like, there's never like a portal that opened up and you see a bunch of like aliens or monsters coming out. Like, I literally do not know how the fuck the big Cloverfield monster got on Earth. And look, I've watched people talk about Cloverfield and 10 Cloverfield Lane and kind of like the viral marketing stuff that they do, and I still don't even really know how this connects to the first Cloverfield movie other than the monster, and I literally have no goddamn idea how it connects to 10 Cloverfield Lane in any way. Maybe I don't know enough about it like I thought I did, but I did not see anything that connected it to either of the movies, really. There is a part of the movie where shit's going down on Earth, you know, I'm guessing they're trying to fight the monster or whatever. They never show that shit like they did in the first Cloverfield movie. I'm assuming that's what's going on. And the chick's husband goes down into like a bunker, like a fallout shelter looking thing, and it somewhat resembled the one from 10 Cloverfield Lane, if you happen to see that one, because the whole movie takes place inside that bunker in 10 Cloverfield Lane. It somewhat looked like it. I don't think it was, but maybe that's the only thing I can think of. Also, I've only ever seen 10 Cloverfield Lane one time, so I don't know enough about that one. Whereas I've seen Cloverfield quite a bit, but again, nothing stood out to me. If what connects these movies is like little small things, little subtle hints or Easter eggs, I don't think the mainstream community is going to really know what the fuck's going on. Because I'm somebody who's a little bit in this universe, and I don't even know what the hell's going on. Because 10 Cloverfield Lane was hardly connected to the first one. Like, again, it takes place inside the bunker the entire time. You don't know if aliens are real or not, because John Goodman's character is talking about it. And you don't know if you want to believe him or not. You don't know if he's a good guy or bad guy. And it's like the very end of the movie, whenever she gets out of the bunker, you see some fucking aliens. But they don't look anything like the Cloverfield monster. There's also a giant, like, alien spaceship. Like, the only thing that really connects that movie to the first one was the fact that John Goodman's character, like, worked for the company, Tagarwato, I believe it's what it's called. Like, he either knew something about them or worked for them, and that's kind of really the only connection outside of some smaller little Easter eggs and hints and things. Also, from the news report from the beginning of the movie, the dude talks about, like, if they're fucking with, you know, time and space and shit with the particle accelerator, that it can mess up things in the future and the past or whatever. And maybe that's how the Cloverfield monster got to the first Cloverfield movie. But again, they never showed where these, like, aliens from Cloverfield, this movie, or 10 Cloverfield Lane, where did they come from? Like, that's what I was expecting, like, the origins of these fucking monsters or demons or whatever the hell they are, and we got none of that. And, like, I'm not the only one that's confused about this, because as I was watching the movie, I was up on Twitter, you know, just kind of looking at the timeline, because other people were interested in this movie. Cloverfield itself, like, the word was trending on Twitter for a bit. So other people watching this, and other people are confused, man. Other people are like, don't know what the hell's going on. Like, I seen some guy talking about how he needs to record himself ranting about Cloverfield Paradox, because he doesn't know what the hell's going on. So it's not just me, like, and there's some people out there who probably got every fucking reference and every mention and Easter egg. I'm waiting to watch some other YouTubers so that they can explain it to me, because I don't know what's going on. The movie was not bad. I enjoyed it. It's worth watching. It is a good, entertaining movie. It just wasn't enough. It didn't tie the movies together enough for me, and maybe I'm just more casual than I thought it was. Anyways, like I said, it is a good movie. It's worth watching. It was still nice to see another movie that is in the Cloverfield universe. Again, I'm going to watch some other YouTubers and stuff once they put out reviews and things, and maybe they can explain shit to me better, because I, again, do not know what the fuck is going on. And once I find a good review that explains the movie really well, I'll try to pin it in the comment section of this so you guys can go watch it as well. If I had to give it like a rating, I'd say like a 7 to an 8 out of just entertainment value alone, and the fact that it is in the Cloverfield universe. Once I know more about it, and if I get things explained to me of how it connects all the movies and the origin of some stuff, I might rate it higher, but for now it's still like a 7 to an 8, which isn't bad. I recommend watching it. If you guys did watch it, let me know your thoughts below. What did you think of it? If maybe you can explain some shit to me. Did any of it make sense to you? You know, all those things. Leave them in the comments. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this half-assed review of the Cloverfield Paradox. Cloverfield 3, we finally got it. There is a rumor that there's potentially, they're doing another movie. Bad Robot has another movie that's kind of hush-hush that is supposed to come out this year. Maybe there'll be a fourth Cloverfield movie this year, and maybe that'll like tie it all together. Who fucking knows? Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, and if you did, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. Turn on notifications. Follow me on Twitter at @TheDashingDavid. Links to my social networks are in the description. I don't know why the fuck I'm so pale and white in this video. And in the outro. Later, guys.
Give me a smile, give me forever for a while, give me forever for a while. Quit acting like a baby, or at least less like